You might sense, listening to the broadcasts the last few days and today, that what I'm talking about this week is just near and dear to my heart. I mean, this is just a special place in my heart. Talking about a woman by the name of Phoebe. And we find her in the 16th chapter of the book of Romans. And it says, the Apostle Paul says, I commend unto you our sister Phoebe. And it says that she is a servant of the church. And like I said, this just makes me smile. It makes my heart glad because I know people like Phoebe. I've had people like Phoebe in my church. I've had people like Phoebe working with me in other areas and avenues of ministry, working with the young people, working in the broadcasting ministry. And these people they're not doing it because they're going to make money off of it. Just the opposite. they just want to serve. They just want to serve. And I just love that heart. I just do. People who just want to serve. And I've been around them when I was back to my Navy days and stationed in Pensacola. And I'd been there for a while. I'd gone to A school and then got involved in a church. And it was a good church. It was fine. But I met a young lady, and I called her up one Sunday morning, and I said, you going to church with me? And she said, only if you'll take me to the Open Bible Church. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with that, that's the organization that I'm a part of to this day. And it was a local Open Bible Church there in Pensacola, and I went with her and her sister and her sister's friend and her sister's friend. Me and 4 girls all walked into that church, and I fell in love. Not with one of the girls, but with the church. I loved the music, I loved the preaching, I loved everything. And so that week, I go down to the church and had a meeting with a pastor. And I told him, I said, well, Pastor, I just want you to know, I said, I'm here stationed, but I go to school during the day, and I've got free time in the evenings, and just put me to work. Just put me to work. I just want to serve. And so he introduced me to a man by the name of, and I'll tell you his name. His name was Charlie Hobbs. And Charlie was an older man. And he just served at the church. He just was just there. He was retired from his regular job, and every day he was just down at the church doing it. And the pastor, he didn't have any problem just giving him some really difficult jobs to do. I mean, knocking down a wall, putting in a sound booth. I mean, all kinds of stuff. And as much as I could, I was right there with him. And I learned about serving. And I learned about how you do it with a glad heart, and you have a great time doing it. That was the thing about it, is that I treasure those days that I got to spend with Charlie Hobbs. Unfortunately, he was also kind of a lay preacher, and he went down to a church in Tampa, and they allowed him to get up to testify. And he got up on a platform and he testified, and he went and he sat down in the pew and had a massive heart attack, and God took him home. But, I knowing Charlie, that's probably just the way he wanted to go home. But he just had a heart to serve, and he was like Phoebe, a servant of the church. And maybe you haven't considered this, that this is something you should be involved in. But I tell you, your church needs you. Your church needs you. And I guarantee you, there's work to be done. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.